So the possessed cat in this is only discovered as possessed because he hisses a lot, scratches whoever tries to pick him up, and just generally wants to be left alone. I mean, in my experience, that's just a normal behavior of a cat. Incidentally, this episode is dedicated to General Gracie, a good girl who I used to live with, who is the partner in crime of one of my best friends, Mike. Honestly, here's to you, General Gracie. I miss you, and I'm sure wherever you are, you're somewhere where you just want to be left alone. Cheers. Hello everybody, welcome to Drinks and a Movie. Chris Hamker here with you. Today we'll be talking about the second adaptation of Stephen King's classic novel Pet Sematary. But first, of course, let's start with the drink. The drink we're making today is the Gravedigger Cocktail. Now, the Gravedigger Cocktail is really simple. It is 1 part Jameson's Irish whiskey, and then equal parts poured into a Collins glass and stirred up with hard cider. I almost forgot what I was holding here. Hard cider and ginger beer. And so let's make this drink here. So Pet Sematary is directed by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer, and stars Jason Clarke as a doctor who has moved from his Boston practice out to the country with his family, his wife and 2 kids, a kind of a 10 to 13-year-old little girl, I'm really bad with ages, and a little boy who's around 4 years old. Yep, they used my awesome Drinks in a Movie bottle opener, super cool. And then equal parts, man. Equal parts. Come on. Follow me here. Oh, shit. Okay. And they move out to the country to find that their property line butts up against a forest, which has a pet cemetery, spelled with an S-E-M, totally wrong by the kids, cemetery. And beyond the pet cemetery is a place that has more power than they expected to have there, and hilarity ensues. Cheers, everybody! Here is to Pet Sematary and the Gravedigger Cocktail. I was going to stir this up, but you know what? I think the carbonation did it itself. All right, so Pet Sematary, yeah. Honestly, there's really not much to say about Pet Sematary. I described it to a friend as a horror movie without any claws, which is something coming from a movie about a cat that scratches a lot. This movie just didn't scare me. It is very competently made. It is well acted, and I think one of the stand-up performances is not Jason Clarke, but is the mother, played by Amy Seimetz, I think is how you say her name. I haven't really seen her in anything else, but she's incredible in this. And I think she's incredible in this because she has, I think, the most to work with. She has quite an extensive backstory with her sister Zelda. No, not that Zelda. Oh my God, bring the other Zelda back. Yeah. Not the scary Zelda. This storyline between the mother Rachel, played by Amy Seimetz, and the sister Zelda, who has some kind of strange spinal twisting disease. I'm not sure if they ever name it in there. If they do, it's very vague. Has always been the most effective part of the story, and the scariest part of the story, and the part of the story that really got me. It did that back in the original in 1989. It's the best part of the movie here in 2019. Problem is, there's just isn't enough of it. They don't. I wouldn't want them to lean on it, but they don't use it to its full potential. And I think they try and try and try, which is what this movie is. It's about them trying to scare you and failing miserably. The jump scares didn't even make me jump, and that is bad because that's an automatic response. Yeah, so this movie didn't affect me all that much. The other thing I did like, before I get into big negatives, is there's a nice third act to it. The little girl is really good in this, and there's a nice twist at the end, and you're kind of left going, oh, okay. I mean, cheers to them for finally taking a chance in the last 10 minutes of the movie. But up until then, it was just kind of boring and plotting and exposition heavy, and them just trying to explain everything. And I think one of the problems with the movie is that the actual protagonist, Jason Clarke's character, the dad, is just very uninteresting and doesn't have an arc and doesn't do much except to react to things that are going on. He doesn't have any agency. It's all just reaction, and it's done in such a way where it's kind of boring. And I thought it was very disappointing. I like Jason Clarke a lot. I think he is very talented. I mean, he was great in Zero Dark 30. He's great in the Planet of the Apes movie. Right? I mean, even Emma thinks so. I just don't know what they were doing with such a boring protagonist. It's not the cat. Although the cat is pretty awesome in this movie, and the third act twist is great, and the mother's great, and the little girl has some really neat, one or two scenes, but other than that, it's kind of a dull movie, unfortunately. So thanks everybody so much for joining me. Try this drink; it's actually pretty good, and have a drink on me, everybody. Thank you. Bye bye.